Well, a cat can recognize his owner's footsteps from 100 yards away, just like it can recognize a communist or a shill or a bullshit artist out there looking for drama for profit from miles away. It takes cat senses to know what the hell's going on. I got a basic idea what's going on. Actually, Obama is a plant from the freaking communist regime. I can tell you that right now, man. It's no joke. It's not freaking everybody on the top in our government, whether they're Republican or Democrat for the vast majority, they're just a bunch of narcissistic yo-yos playing for themselves. We got some major problems coming up. And, the thing is, it's not going to be a matter of, like, the elite are just going to fall down and, the world's going to be a better place and it'll be this big magic reset. No. The armchairs are going to get the big boot in the freaking in their ass. That's what's going to happen. But, I want to say something about Russia again because, a lot of times people still thinking Russia's really strong. Could you imagine if the freaking U.S. dollar went and lost half its value inside of a year and we were hoarding food? Could you imagine with Gerald Celente and all the other yo-yos like Rivero, whatever the hell his name is, and Alex Jones, and they'd be just smiling all to the bank while you're freaking listening to their drama? It doesn't mean a damn thing. So I don't really like doing these videos as much, but I'm going to give you some straight scoop, man. Some real sass, too. By the way, I'm going to actually tell you some things, too. This is actually from, I'm going to point you the link on this video, and you can listen to it. It's Commodities right here, Commodities, right? And basically this guy goes into a lot of stuff. This guy is not major Anatoly Golitsyn, but, I'm going to point you to the video. I'll give you a real quick clip on the damn thing. Basically, when people get a big boot right up their freaking ass and they're kicked right off their lounge chair, that's when they're going to figure it out. By that time, it's too late. I've been on a situation what's been going on for decades, longer than a lot of people have been trying to lecture me have been alive. That's why I don't like doing these silver videos, because the solution actually is in our own two hands and our own skills. It's not like, I'm going to profit by other people's misery. The people like that, they're part of the problem, big time. But anyway, here's what he's got to say in brief. I'll show you where this link is. This actually, I always had this video as something I've really considered one of my favorite of all time, because in 8 minutes he tells you what the deal is, and you still people, like he says, people, you could be presenting them with a million tons of fact how freaking Russia is so damn corrupt and it makes even the West look like shit. I mean, look great, compared to them. It's a matter of, like, people will still be like, Putin's great, Putin's this, Putin's that, I mean, freaking, damn, he was part of the KGB when the KGB was killing millions, So anyway, here's what the KGB defector says.
When a military boot crashes then he will understand, but not before that. That's the tragic of the situation of demoralization.
Yeah, so in other words, people are so demoralized on the West, they're so freaking, oh God, the Illuminati are out to get us, blah, blah, blah. And, actually the situation, another thing is, I could tell you, even in the Russian financial district, that damn district is freaking disaster, man. It's like, there's hardly, like in Moscow, you look at New York City, right? You got loads of freaking big buildings over there. I mean, there's actually still a lot of activity going on in that place, big time. You go over to Moscow, like you look at videos of Moscow, they'll show you this one little area. It's like a tiny financial district. You go 50 miles outside of Moscow, you think you went back to the medieval times, right? But Russia is so strong. They got one export economy going on, right? But even now, as big buildings in a financial district, it's a disaster, man. They're half empty. But if that was in the United States, I'd never hear the end of it. Personally, I'm so sick of these freaking alternatives. I know what these guys are working for, maybe. Maybe they aren't working for him directly, but, right now, I'm up to the opinion they ought to take these assholes like Gerald Celente, Mike Rivero, Alex Jones, all these anti-American profiteers over drama, and just round them up, man. I don't give a shit. To hell with their freaking freedom of speech. They're freaking anti-American to the max. I know this for a fact because They do not ever say a damn thing about Russia. They don't. And if you don't like hearing that, I'm going to point to the other link, because you people that I'm not reaching right now, there's some people I am reaching, some people I'm not reaching, but you people I'm not reaching right now, I'm going to point to the link on that KGB guy, and it tells you basically the whole thing that's being, how the West is being subverted is through our leadership. It's not a joke, man. It's not a joke. As far as silver going up, silver is going to go up a lot. I'm going to point to you something else. I don't know when this is exactly going to happen, but we're going to have major repercussions in the Middle East because Obama's guaranteeing it. The guy is a Muslim, and his main handler, Valerie Jarrett, is a Muslim, and she wants to install Sharia law. She wants. It's, you know, I mean, I can't believe people are freaking against Israel on this deal. I can't believe this shit. You know, I don't freaking carte blanche freaking kiss Israel's ass or the Jews' ass or anything like that. But, you know, when I see freaking black and white what's going on, for crying out loud, it's so freaking obvious, it's beyond belief. You know, you think the freaking other side over there, Muslim or Islam land, would not want to do something it's extremely horrible to us? Yes, they would. Yes, they would. You know, the game with the Rothschilds and, you know, We Are Change always having something going on with that. You know, they always get an interview with them. They're freaking controlled opposition, man. I'm telling you right now. So, the cats know what's going on, you know. I'm going to actually do some more videos on these cats with some political things, even with Vietnam. You're going to see what I'm going to be putting out later. But, you know, it's like another expression is, man, cats, if you don't believe they have souls, you haven't looked in their eyes long enough. So, you know, and of course we got the cat lady here. But I also want to tell you a little bit more about the situation in the Middle East. Saudi's like the one that's bringing down the main oil prices. You know that for a fact, right? You really know that, hey, you know, Saudi's the real culprit that's bringing down the oil prices. They're the ones that got the oil that's cheap enough that could be produced in enough quantity to bring down the oil prices. Three things are really major problems that just came up. You know what happened in Yemen. You also know how the Marines had to get out of there and stuff and give up their weapons, which was freaking total bullshit. Oh, man, this Obama is, like, pissing me the fuck off, man. Holy shit. But they got Saudis got problems now with Yemen because on their southern border, Iran is making, you know, headway into Yemen. So they got a problem on their southern border. On their northern border with Iraq, they have problem with ISIS because actually ISIS has made some incursions. They actually killed the general that was in charge of the Saudi defense on that border. So Saudi's putting up all these major defenses on their northern border. Now, here's the big thing, though. They're having internal problems. I heard this years ago that when the king of Saudi died, you know, they kept saying he was going to die 5 years ago, 3 years ago. Now he finally died, right? They said there would be internal friction because there's one area of the Saudi family that was always held down. And I was thinking, well, maybe it's not going to come out till later. But I saw 2 days after the king died, I saw it in the Huffington Post. They put it out on another video with the reference link where they said there was actually an internal coup. And even Germany said they will not sell Saudi weapons because they think they're unstable now. So there you go, man. You know, it's just a matter of time because when this area blows up, oil's going through the roof, gold's going through the roof, and silver's going through the roof. And at which time, the pumpers are going to be out there selling it to the middle class. Me, I'm going to be buying land. That's what I'm going to be doing, man. I'm going to be dumping this shit and buying land. Or not maybe dumping all of it, but because I really don't know exactly how high it's going to go. But that's what I plan to do. So, anyway, the situation actually, though, has always been going on for a long time. I want to actually re-emphasize that video again that, you know, I was talking about with this guy here. He basically tells you a lot what's going on. It's been going on for a long time. I've been aware of it a long time. But, you know, he says you can present the information to people left and right. They don't hear it. They're too busy playing tiddlywinks. You know, like these office desk jockeys and stuff like that. They're too busy, you know, playing Karl Marx IRS and, you know, how great they are and all this kind of shit. That's exactly the problem that we got going on. You know, it's like people, they will not wake up until they're totally freaking slammed themselves, and that by which time they're not going to wake up. The truther movement is a load of shit. I'm going to tell you that right now. All of it. They're not trying to seek the truth. Most of them are freaking trying to just make profit through drama, and they know how to play people, and that's exactly what they're doing. As a matter of fact, I could do the same exact thing, but I don't. I can, you know, I realized, I said, watch this. I already knew my number one video on here. I knew it was going to happen. I said, watch this video take off. And I said, it did. And I says, believe, and I'm like, holy shit, you know? And it's like, I could play the game too, man. I could play the game too, but I'm not going to play the game. So you're going to actually see some more constructive things out of me besides Leopard Woman and Catwoman and all this kind of stuff. But as far as actually even what's going on in Ukraine, the situation is actually they're bombing the crap out of Ukrainians. They were bombing the crap out of Ukrainian positions from Russia proper. You know, there's no separatists, man. That's bullshit, man. That's a whole USSR. I'll call it the USSR. That's the freaking, because Putin's running that place as a dictator. It's all coming directly from orders of Putin. I mean, who the hell else could tell people to freaking remove all their insignia on the uniforms and all the trucks and stuff like that and walk into Crimea and have an election, you know? Yeah, 90%. Yeah, I know. Whatever, man. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. But the situation is actually all this political turmoil is going to lead to dollar going down somewhat, not to oblivion. But it's going to, you know, the New World Order always has it planned that the United States is going to lose its clout. Like, not all its clout. It's not going to be unimportant. It's going to be less important, and it's not going to be the number one player in the world. There's going to be a balance. That's how they want it, man. It's exactly how they're playing the game. So, you know, I'm telling you about silver, but, you know, the thing is, you know, actually, any commodities like this, the thing is, you don't want to hold it forever. You don't want to sell it now. You definitely don't want to sell it now. You don't want to ever put all your money into one area, which is something I always said. And the situation is that, you know, actually what I think is going to happen politically, and a lot of people say no, but you actually have to figure out that most people in the United States, is still Hillary Clinton is extremely popular. Despite all the stuff everybody with a half a brain knows about her and knows about Bill and all the Bill Clinton murders and Arkansas Dixie Mafia and all that kind of crap and Mena and Whitewater and Rose Law Firm and Vince Foster and Ron Brown's death and, you know, all the models and all the people that came up to testify that disappeared and the kids that died and all this other shit. I mean, anybody with half a brain knows what's going on, and him also selling freaking missile technology to China. I knew all this shit before the internet was practically even around. I wasn't even using the internet, I know that. But the point is, most people don't give a shit, or even if they know that Hillary's going to win by a landslide if she gets elected, I think she's going to fucking win. I don't know if this is for a guaranteed fact, because I'm not Karnak the magician. But if she was on a ticket today, despite all the crap that's going on, she'd win. You know what? The difference between her and Obama is going to be like night and day as far as being a warmonger. She's going to be the warmonger from hell. And you know what that means? Commodities in war go way the hell up. She's actually going to make you money. You know, but that's not good because she's an evil idiot too. You know, that's the other thing. Now, as far as my personal philosophy is, I would arm the shit out of Ukraine. And, you know, the way I play the freaking stuff is those, you know, the supposed separatists that are in Ukraine that are fighting against the Kiev. Well, you know what? You're going to see those separatists going back to body bags where they really came from, which is Russia. And you know how that's going to freaking work out for Putin. Because that's the one thing that will freaking get him in hot water, is his own people coming back in body bags and the families seeing dead troops. But for a war that is for what? For what? You know, I went over it enough times with ex-KGB Major Anatoly Golitsyn about what the plan's been. Putin has always been KGB. But you know what? Our whole situation and our whole political way of life over here in the United States is being moved towards communism. And don't say the Russians are moving towards capitalism. They never have. They never have. Their capitalism is state-run capitalism, 110%, with Putin calling the shots. They never moved to capitalism. They used it. They had it for a little while, and they threw them all out. Even though they were corrupt as shit, at least they were like they had division there a little bit. It wasn't like one guy controlling the whole deal. So I'm going to tell you right now, the situation is when it blows up, it's going to blow up big time. And I want to push that video because actually that's been a very favorite video of mine because in a very short period of time. But people probably still won't listen to it. I don't know. They probably still won't listen to it. I don't even think this video should have got too many hits. What did it get? 513 hits. Whoa. Oh, I uploaded it. What the hell did I do? I think I uploaded that shit. Shit. Well, anyway, I'll show you some place where the hell it is. It's I was just keeping it as a reference because I was hoping to take this down. I was like, but it's basically what the hell you call it? Maybe it's not even on the internet anymore. I don't even know. But anyway, it just got it there for information purposes only. And I forgot I did that, man. What the hell did I do that? Back in 2010. It was when I first got on YouTube. But anyway, you can take a look at it. It goes to show you that how much I agree with this shit. And I don't even know if it's around here or we'll see what the hell it's around. I'll probably have to show you a link, and I'll probably have to keep this as a private video because I'm probably not supposed to upload this. It probably is a private video, as far as I know. But anyway, I just kept it as a reference, and you'll see what the hell we're talking about because he goes into all the political spectrum, what's going on from everything, about demoralization. It takes, do we have demoralization going on? Do we have demoralization going on in the United States? Damn straight. And what did freaking damn alternative media do? They even freaking throw more demoralization in on top of all demoralization that's already there. For what? Good old greenbacks, right? Right? So, yeah, this interview was filmed 25 years ago. I'm sure it's not a freaking... it's not a copyright or nothing like that. The KGB, anybody's a KGB ex-defector is somebody that wants the message to get the hell out. They're not out here to sell you something. It's the people like Alex Jones. They're out to sell you something. InfoWars is out to sell you fear and bullshit. Mike Rivero is out to sell you that shit. Gerald Celente, same kind of crap. They're all 100% anti-American, pushing a demoralization button. So, but the situation is, remember that stuff I said about with Saudi? It's like, it's taking way longer than I expected to, but when it blows up, man, it's like the prices of all the commodities are going to go right through the freaking roof. Unbelievable change. Just like what happened in Ukraine. Unbelievable change. When it happens, people can't believe it until it happens. But the thing is, remember, the only damn place that's ever been free in this freaking world has been the United States of America. It doesn't mean we worship our leaders. We got the power to freaking have the government that we want because we re-elect the House of Representatives every 2 years. Somebody bitches about what's going on in the Congress. What the hell's wrong with the Congress? You know what's wrong with the Congress? It's the people themselves. The people that put them in office. So, what I'm saying is, though, when silver goes, you can look at, I know that the financial situation in Europe with the, the new QE, it's not going to be sustained. It's going to lead to financial collapse. All this crap. Maybe it's all planned. Maybe the whole damn thing is planned. But right now, this situation in Saudi, it's ripe for major problems, man. As a matter of fact, when Obama's talking about this nuclear deal with Iran, I mean, he's freaking arming the shit out of Iran, basically. He's going to bust that deal in 2 seconds flat. They won't tell you they will. They're going to have nukes left and right. Definitely. And you know what they'll do? They'll be lobbing them on Europe, because you know what the mission of Islam is? To get rid of the infidels or freaking convert them one way or the other. It's exactly what will happen. You think it won't? I mean, it's just going to happen. It's just going to happen that way. I almost guarantee it. And, I can guarantee it. That's exactly what's going to happen. And the only reason it's going to happen is because people are being so freaking blind and misled that it will happen. That's exactly what will happen. People get pissed off at me for, I don't really blatantly support Israel, but when I look at the overall picture, Israel freaking stands head and shoulders above all the bullshit that's going on in the world, man. I'll tell you what, you think Netanyahu's a freaking radical? If I was in his situation, I would have already attacked Iran. I would have already attacked him. I'm not Jewish. I'm not Israeli or nothing. I would have already attacked Iran. I said, screw these bastards. Do you think he's paranoid? I already know what the hell's going on. I agree with the guy, man. They say he's too freaking rabid. Shit, I would have already done it. You think I'm trying to win votes with somebody? You think I'm trying to, nobody's paying me, but Jewish people aren't paying me to say this or nothing. I'm not connected with anybody. I'm telling you what I think. I would have already done it. Okay? So, I got to tell you, though, I think the situation is coming up, though, pretty damn soon, where when it does happen, it's going to happen so fast that commodities are going to go up like lightning. It's not going to be because of the debt. It's not going to be because of, the GDP changed or some shit. It's going to be because of major conflict in the Middle East, and it's going to happen pretty soon. It's got to happen pretty soon, because you could see the way Obama's foreign policy is setting things up. Radical Islam is going all over the freaking place. And the Saudi family, which is one of the areas of where all the oil is, and actually one of the stable areas where oil production is, lots of oil production that's keeping the price down, they're already having internal problems since the king died. I mean, that's according to the Huffington Post. And, to confirm that, I'll tell you it again, to confirm that, Germany was going to sell them weapons as soon as the king died, and they found out about some of the internal squabbles going on in the royal family now. They don't want to sell them weapons. So it's not a bullshit story that they're having internal problems. So when it happens, it's going to happen fast. The only problem is, aggravates the crap out of me, is these alternative assholes that are freaking going to be telling you, oh, the United States is evil, the freaking U.S. is going down, that's great, cheering on Putin. Man, if I was in the NSA, I would freaking whack these assholes, to tell you the truth. I would. I wouldn't think twice about it, man. They're communist subversives. That's what I look at them as. They're not truthers. They're liars. They're communist subversives. So that's my blatant opinion. It may not be too popular. Well, it's going to be mixed. I don't know. That's what else is new. But I'm not freaking out here to tell you a bunch of bullshit that I don't really think is my opinion. I'm going to tell you what I really think, and I pretty much damn well know the situation because I've been studying this for decades, long before this yo-yo truther movement's been around. And I know the situation's coming up. And one day, people are going to wake up that, well, if they get a really close-up taste of what's going on in the Middle East, they probably wouldn't be freaking so critical of Israel, too. That's another thing.